Evening. Fuck them. You make them pay for stuff, Dustin. Good to see you.
Greetings in the name of Kaiser. They're a tribe of fine warriors with many proud traditions and a glorious history. They will be worthy additions to the Legion. Yes, goodbye.
So the cub enters the wolf's den. Tip him. In a hurry, are you? Oh, they... Doesn't he? Caesar's representative tells a different tale. The glory of the great Khans will be restored, and once the NCR is pushed back to California, all the land from here to the Colorado will be ours. I won't hear any more talk against Caesar or his alliance. The great Khans will answer Caesar's call to war, and the NCR will pay for their crimes. Farewell.
What more do you want? Yes, goodbye.
Hello.
What?
I heard you try to convince Papa Khan not to join with Caesar's Legion. I'd like to talk to you about that for a moment. You want to convince Papa not to ally with Caesar, right? Trust me, you'll get nowhere just talking to him about it. He's fixated on restoring the glory of the great Khans, and he sees Caesar as the path to that restoration. Papa can be a stubborn man, but he's not a tyrant. He listens to his tribe, and to four voices in particular: me, Jack, Diane, and Melissa. If you can convince all of us that allying with Caesar is a bad idea, you might be able to sway him. I have my doubts about Caesar, yes, but I won't publicly go against Papa Khan based on nothing more than doubts. I've heard rumors that tribes who aligned with Caesar in the past were torn apart and reduced to slaves. Prove it, and I'll back you. You'd have to talk to them, but those two have been thick as thieves since they were kids. Convince one, and the other will come around. Ah, Melissa. She's a bit of a dreamer. Last time she was in camp, Carl filled her head with stories of serving the Legion as a speculatore. Personally, I've never seen a woman in Legionnaire's armor, so I have my doubts. Good. Oh, one more thing. Caesar's representative, Carl, has become fast friends with Papa. Carl's the one who has him so fixated on this alliance. You'll probably have an easier time of things if you can find a way to get him out of the picture. Carl talks prettily about the honor and nobility of the great Khans, but I suspect his actual opinion is less flattering. Maybe you could find something he wrote that expresses that opinion, or trick him into losing his cool in the longhouse right in front of Papa. I would too, if I were you.
like you, stranger. You stood by him when not many would.
Anders told me what happened. We owe you one for rescuing him. Tell you what. I can give you caps as a thank you or a special recipe Jack cooked up. Here you go. Enjoy it. With Anders out of commission for so long, we're short-handed on runners, and some backlogs have piled up. We've got an associate in the Crimson Caravan Trading Company who distributes for us and out of Vegas. He's been after us for a new shipment. Great. Here's the package. Your contact is Don Hostetler at the Crimson Caravan. Come back and see me when you're done.
Thanks again for saving my ass.
Whoa, new guy. What do you mean, helpful? My stuff already makes people feel Groot-alicious. Oh, you're right. I should start a side project making meds to keep my aura clean. Already on it. I whipped up a few stim packs already, but if you've got any more recipes, I'll take them. Oh, you're buying. Cool. Another satisfied customer. Do. We don't, do anything. We make the magic happen. We make the happy stuff. What do you need? Jet, Psycho, a little Med-X to ease the pain? Nah, man, more like drug suppliers. Yeah. Other folks sell them. Diane's mostly in charge of that. Diane's my girl, man. We've been taking care of each other our whole lives, ever since our folks died. Now we keep the cons and caps together. They're family, you dig? They've always looked out for us, made sure we had something to eat and a place to crash. Papa may look like a big angry bear, but he's a softy at heart. Regis is cool, scary, but cool. The rest are all pretty groovy, even little Jerry. What's on your brain pan? Diane handles most of the transactional elements of this little enterprise, but I'm always in the market for new recipes if you've got the spark. Right on. What have you got? Right on. Let's have it. Groot-alicious. That ought to rake in the caps. What do I owe you? Here's a little tink-tink to weight your pockets. Right on. What have you got? Right on. Let's have it. Groot-alicious. That ought to rake in the caps. What do I owe you? Here's a little tink-tink to weight your pockets. Right on. Right on. Let's have it. Groot-al... Here's a little... Right on. Let's have it.
Whiskey and liquor don't last long around here, by the sight of...
Groot-alicious. Huh? Look, man, me and Diane, we don't dig on that politics stuff, savvy? We just make the product and make it get to a good home. Sure, Caesar's a drag, but as long as we've got each other, we don't care who the top dogs roll with. Dude, what a total haul. No way that's Kopashishi. Yeah, okay. Me and Diane got your back. No sweat. Take it easy, dude.
Bit.
Hey, seems like you've been making a lot of friends around here. Yeah, you made a pretty good argument. We'll keep it small for now, but if it turns a profit, we might expand. I'll spare you the history lesson. Talk to Papa Khan if you want to hear that story. Things have been rough for a while now. Even with Jack working all the time and my runners making deliveries daily, we're barely getting by. Maybe this alliance with Caesar will help, but I don't know. Red Rock Canyon isn't exactly the most hospitable place. There's no food, barely any water, and nothing anybody wants. We used to send patrols out to acquire supplies, but ever since Bitter Springs, there just aren't enough of us left. Sure, what do you want to know? Jack handles the small-time purchases. You should talk to him unless you're looking for a major shipment. Anything else? We keep the Great Khans from falling apart, essentially. Jack manufactures the chems. I organize the runners and the shipments. We're supplying things people want in exchange for things our tribe needs. Don't judge us. We make regular shipments to a lot of settlements around the Mojave. A lot of our business comes from the Fiends lately. Personally, I think they're kind of creepy, but Papa likes the fact they get all hopped up on Psycho and harass the NCR patrols. Like what? Don't worry, Jack and I have talked it over. We'll talk up the idea of breaking the alliance. Catch you later. I'm glad our brothers have returned from Boulder City.
Carl sends his regards. I hope you'll be a half-decent challenge. Enough!
Time for some... I'm glad our brothers have returned home from Boulder City. spotted. Not even slowing it down. Someone's gonna catch this early. Yep. Lottery. No move. Don't need this right now. Might as well be shooting blanks. And then the maybe I should switch to a squirt. Someone's looking at catch. Their chips early. No move for hunting. Gonna six this. Good. No need for hunting. Might as well be shooting blanks. Someone's looking at cash chips early.
That's close enough. What do you want with the Great Khans? Awaiting a delivery, but it's a no-show. I'm guessing that the death claws in the quarry have something to do with that. Supplies to make chems. The NCR's the best source since they're hard to come by anywhere else. We don't really use the chems ourselves, just sell them to anybody with the caps. If it ends up hurting the NCR in the process, that's a bonus. I doubt the NCR thinks so. The Khans and the NCR don't get along. They prefer to shoot us on sight, even if we're not looking for a fight. Is that right? What's your angle? Right. All right, here's the deal. I was expecting a shipment of chemicals. It's usually in a suitcase dropped off in one of the big machines up here. Because of the death clause, I have to assume the suitcase is still in Sloan. Snoop around the place and get it for me. I wouldn't eat or drink them, but no. They won't explode if you drop them or anything. Don't kill anybody if you don't have to. I'm a scout and I like to keep a low profile. Like what? We're an independent group. We take care of our own and don't take crap from anybody. Especially the NCR. Bitter Springs happened. Women and children died when the NCR attacked the Great Khans there, and the NCR just pretends it never happened. Our main camp is up in Red Rock Canyon, but we don't allow just anyone to come in. The NCR can't touch us there. Too many places for us to ambush them. We see their scouts poking around once in a while, but they keep their distance. It wasn't easy. There's a lot of initiation rituals to go through, and I've got the scars to prove it. But in the end, I was tough enough to be made a member. Proudest day of my life. Don't leave a trail.
Glad our brothers returned home, Boulder. The city. The first reap. Khan butchers are in the field again. Love to head down before we go. Forgotten.
Uh-huh.
What on earth is that creature?
You need something? Yep. You need something? Ah, yes. I think I know which friend you mean. Even if there weren't death claws in the quarry, there'd still be no delivery. The supplier, a guy in Prim named Tyrone, is a cheating son of a bitch who won't deliver even though he's already been paid in advance. She's my daughter. Takes a little too much after her mother, rest her soul, but she's happy with the Great Khans, and that's enough for me. He's always been shady, but this is the first time he's outright screwed me. I'm just a middleman. The Great Khans are a hard group, and some of them are no good. But they're not all the same. I believe in the NCR, but that doesn't make it right for them to roll over anyone who doesn't want any part of them. Good luck.
Now all I need is some shame to wash it down with.
You again. What you need, champ? Sign says you go south. Just look for the roller coaster. Oh, and don't go north. A caravan just got sacked up the road. It just gets worse the further north you go. Death claws. Death in general. But it's your ass, I suppose. Keep your guns loaded and ready.
And then the fight started.
Careful, things aren't as safe around here as they could be. Hey there.
Hey, you're back. You trying to get me busted? Keep your damn voice down. Lieutenant Hayes already has his eye on me. Look, I already told Chomps the NCR is getting suspicious of all these misplaced supplies. Bigger risk means bigger cost. 300 caps bigger. I've reconsidered my position, and I think it would be in my best interest if I were to sacrifice my profit on this particular deal. Hey, you're back. Later.
If you got something to say it to the lieutenant.
Evening.
Later.
It's a sin to tell millions of hearts have been broken.
The NCR took back Nelson. Maybe they can win this war.
So be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie. Be sure it's true when you say I love you, honey. Oh, you guys listen up to know it's a sin to tell a lie. So be sure it's true when you say I love you. Hey! The town of our Rio rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger that mountain had a big iron on his hip.
big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whispers from each lip. And he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw.
You're just in time for your ass whipping.
Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though of youth of 24. And the notches on his pistol numbered 1, 2, 4.
Gonna suck this bitch. In no mood for hunting.
Now the stranger started. Was in Arizona, ranger wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red. After Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. The outlaw didn't worry men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red had not cleared leather for a bullet barely ripped. And the ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. It was over and the folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Big iron, big iron. When he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
What do you want now? You actually came through for us. I didn't expect that. Anyway, the Great Khans pay their debts and don't forget their friends. If you ever come out to Red Rock Canyon, I'll put in a good word for you. Don't leave a trail.
Oh.
How's it going? You can ask, but why would I do that? Carl told me all about the life in the Legion. He says I've got all the makings of a speculatory. What? No, What do you mean aren't allowed to serve? Why would he lie about that? That lying little weasel. I almost fell for it too. All right, you've got a deal. You can tell Papa I won't support an alliance. Bye. How's it going? If you wish.
Play it again, my Johnny. Maybe you're cold, but you're so warm inside. I was always a fool for my Johnny. Johnny Guitar, play it again, Johnny Guitar. What if you go? What if you stay? I love you. What if you're cruel? You can be kind, I know. There was never a man like my Johnny.
You're not one of us. What do you want? If you can find a way to cut off access to the sulfur in the caves below the vault, I've got some caps waiting for you. Cook is planning to use the sulfur to make bigger explosives. Will you check out the caves and see if there's anything you can do? Without access to the sulfur, he'll lose what influence he has left with the men here. I have to watch Cook. I wouldn't put it past him to just start killing the opposition, starting with me. All right? What do you want to know? I'm a nobody. Just a survivor. Things were well enough until the NCR threw me behind bars. I made my living sneaking into NCR camps looking for shit to steal. I got sloppy, and then I got caught. Made it out during Cook's big prison break, like the rest of the guys here. Samuel Cook. It was his idea to organize a jailbreak, but now he's just an over-ambitious prick who's gonna get us all killed. I can be pretty sneaky when I need to be, and the prison guards were a joke. So, when Cook told me his plan, I spread the info to anyone that might be useful. Later. Yeah? What do you want? Fucking Cook has us trapped here. After we escaped from an NCR prison, he dragged us around the wasteland until we ended up in this shithole. A group of us want to leave. Go back to the NCR and surrender. But Cook won't let us. Cook organized the breakout, but he's just an overambitious prick who's gonna get us all killed. Cook is just an overambitious prick. He's gonna get us all killed. Later.
But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held.
Who the hell are you? I know you weren't one of the inmates. That coward Lim has been talking about surrendering to the NCR. Now the men are confused, not sure who's leading this gang. Fucking idiots. He was an inmate like the rest of us. He was useful during the jailbreak, but now, he's just another coward. He wants us to leave the vault and hand our asses to the NCR, as if they treat us like human beings. A beautiful thing. Saved a little blast powder here, hit a makeshift weapon there, and one day, I orchestrated a little symphony for the NCR. Heard there was an abandoned vault along this mountain ridge, and that the wildlife here had teeth big enough to keep the NCR away. It's a fucking death trap around here. Fiends swarm all over Vault 3 in the east, and there are fucking death claws south of that at Quarry Junction. If you're looking for humans, the cons are north of us, and there's an NCR base at McCarran past Vault 3. Supposedly, there are muties to the southeast. Like raiders, but worse. These guys are messed up on every damn chem there is. You can spot them by the horned skulls they wear as hats. The NCR has been mining there for a while, but now it's full of death claws. Don't go there unless you want a quick, bloody death. I've heard the muties there are different, completely insane, and supposedly they use some kind of invisibility technology. I'd stay away. It's the main base for the NCR, and a breeding ground for oppression in the name of patriotic bullshit. Do humanity a favor and blow it up. Their republic is a joke. They're a bunch of tyrants led by an even greater tyrant, that idiot Kimball. They think they have the right to annex every inch of dirt in the West and force their system on every man, woman, and child. What do you want to know? Some of the computers still work, but the only files are diaries and garbage. Typical Vault. He was an inmate like the rest of us. He had his uses, but he's a coward and a troublemaker. You really don't know. I'm Samuel Cook. I was the brains behind the NCR-CF prison break. I was blowing up supply caravans along the 15 freeway. The NCR got wise to my ambush spots, picked me up and threw me in a cage. There's some fire geckos in the lower levels of the vault. We need to get them gone so we can get to the sulfur. You go clear them out for us, and there'll be some caps for you. Explosives, bombs, big fucking bombs. You gonna help us or not? I have to keep an eye out on that bastard Lim. The second I turn my back, he might go crying to the NCR. So what do you say? You going to take care of those geckos? Great, get to it. Oh, and take this. There's some weird shit with this vault security, and some doors will only open if you have a key card.
Let's deal.
Damn, running low on smokes again. No way I'm...
Didn't know they still had robo-dogs around.
Any lawman that comes after me won't have it easy.
Tough-looking woman. Something tells me she aims for the crotch.
No way I'm going back to prison.
Damn, running low on smokes again.
Running low on smokes again.
Yeah? What do you want? Later.
months old when something blows up. Have you read the logs on the computers? Fucked up shit.
Hey! Lem wants to run back to the NCR and turn himself in. Grim's got some new sheriff watching over the town now.
Wish they'd show themselves. see a thing. Wish they'd show themselves. Anything moves, it's gonna get it. Don't glad that's over. And then the fight started. Wish they'd show themselves. Let's kick this in. Don't. Got a spot.